Aita for threatening to reporting my neighbor after finding out. He made sexual comments and advances towards my 16-year-old daughter. I, F38, live in a quiet suburban neighborhood with my daughter. We've been here for about 5 years, and until recently, everything felt pretty safe and normal. I've got a 16-year-old daughter, Mia, who is smart and independent, and I've always tried to teach her to speak up if something makes her uncomfortable. A few weeks ago, I started noticing that my neighbor, Dave, 42, was acting a little weird around Mia. He'd been friendly in the past, but lately, he'd ask if she needed help with things or just chat with her when she was out front. At first, I didn't think much of it. But then things started to feel off. I'd see the way he looked at her sometimes, and I could tell there was something more to it. Then, a few days ago, Mia came to me. She looked a little shaken, like she had something on her mind but wasn't sure how to say it. Finally, she told me that Dave had been making comments to her that made her uncomfortable. It started with him complimenting her appearance, nothing too bad, but it was getting weird. He'd ask her things like if she was seeing anyone and mention how grown-up she looked. Then, it got worse. Mia told me he asked her if she ever thought about dating older guys and even joked about how he could teach her a thing or two about life. Mia said she felt disgusted, but she didn't know how to handle it, so she just avoided him when she could. When she told me, I felt sick. I wanted to scream. I immediately knew I had to do something. This was not something I could just ignore, no matter how hard it was. I wanted to be sure Mia didn't feel like it was her fault, so I reassured her and told her that she did the right thing by telling me. But inside, I was furious. I didn't waste any time. The next day, I went straight to Dave's house. When he answered the door, he did not look surprised, like he knew something was coming. I didn't even beat around the bush. I just told him that I knew what he'd been saying to my daughter, and I wasn't going to let it slide. At first, he tried to deny it, but it was clear from the look on his face that he was guilty. He kept saying it was all harmless, and that I was overreacting, but I wasn't having any of it. I told him if he didn't stop, I would report him, and he'd regret it. The conversation got really heated. He started raising his voice, telling me that I was taking it all the wrong way. But I didn't care. I told him his behavior was predatory, and he had no right to make my daughter feel that way. He tried to apologize, but by that point I was so angry I just walked away. Now I can't help but second-guess myself. Maybe I shouldn't have gone straight to the police. Maybe I could have handled it differently, but I just couldn't let him get away with it. I've been thinking a lot about whether I made the right decision, and I'm not sure anymore. So, Aita for wanting to reporting Dave and getting into a heated conversation? Should I have handled things differently, or was it the right call?
NTA at all. You did right confronting your neighbor. It is absolute disgusting making comments like this towards your 16-years-old daughter, keeping in mind he is 42. Plus, take care of your daughter and keep a cool eye on the situation.
Thank you. I also find his comments towards Mia absolute disgusting, which I don't find normal for a 42-years-old man to make towards a 16-years-old girl.
Check his name in the sex offender database. If his name is there, then contact the police that he is soliciting sex of a minor who is not consenting. They'll check if he has any photos or anything of your daughter or anything else. If his name is not there, tell Mia to be wary. And if he says anything inappropriate again, then go to the police.
That's a smart move. Even if his name isn't on the list, his behavior is already super sketchy. Keeping Mia aware and making sure she tells you if anything else happens is important. If he crosses the line again, definitely time to get the police involved. Better to shut it down early.
I mean, you still need to report him. He's a predator and he won't stop with your daughter, and he probably didn't start there. In my book, not reporting him is an asshole move. Your daughter is not the only young lady that needs to be protected from this monster. Hopefully, the next girl will be believed there is a paper trail, and you might be able to get a protective order.
By the way, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. And if not, remember that everything passes and there's always a way to move forward. I'd like to take this opportunity to let you know that if you like these stories full of drama, mystery, and moral dilemmas, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any videos. You can also leave a like if you enjoy it. It helps me a lot. Now tell me, what would you do in this situation? Is it an exaggeration or a red flag? I'll read you in the comments.
Aita for refusing to pay for ex-wife's other kids. I am 40 and have a son 14 emptas with my ex-wife. Our marriage was very bitter because she always loved her ex and kept this fact hidden for years, and it nearly bankrupted me in mutual divorce. Courts here give majority custody to mothers only, even if they are worse, and I get every weekend with my son. I wish I could get him more, but they don't allow, despite my son wanting to live with me. I have done well for myself since then, and I run my own business stores, which have expanded to multiple ones. I also refrained from marriage, because even couple of weeks of marriage here can lead to very heavy alimony here, thanks to misuse of laws. Maybe one day, but I have lost faith in this institution. Since then, she got remarried to her childhood love and have 2 more kids with them. He also have 2 kids from his ex who died in accident. He was quite well off when they married. But post-COVID, they have lost everything. I feel they planned whole thing to get back together. After his wife's death, 1,508. I already pay heavy maintenance, and she tried to get more from courts who denied it. Since then, they had to change their children's school, but I pay for my son's expensive school, which is another rift. I don't allow the change, and my obligation is my son. She keeps demanding more money from me. It is getting irritating. I have no interest in her other kids. She keeps denying my son to my side of family events, which fall during her custody time. No flexibility and all. She says I should step up and help my son's siblings. Don't allow him in trips with me. I have to get a month from court and summer vacations to travel with my son. His step-and-half siblings are jealous of the things which my son gets from me. I recently celebrated my son's birthday at my place, way after the B-Day date as she didn't allow. And he got a lot of expensive gifts. He keeps at mom's house because it is his main residence. He doesn't share anymore, and I don't ask him to buzz after other kids made issue about it. My ex tried to give away some of things to steps and halves. I told her to off. They are expensive gifts. He is my sole heir, and after he turns 18, he will move out, and I will slowly help him run business and give it to him. He doesn't like his step-and-half siblings, and is close to his cousin brothers and sisters from my sisters. Now she is panicking about the maintenance ending in some years and keeps asking for more money from the family. Otherwise, she would never allow my son to visit and have extra time outside custody. She tried to take his things away from him already, but he fought and got them back. My friend says she is mother of my son, and I should help because it won't affect my bank balance. But I don't like her and don't want to support her at all. Aita?
NTA, but from the sound of it, you need to get a better lawyer.
I have paid for expensive lawyers. Our laws are very women-centric no matter what, because of the problems women faced in past. Like I was framed for domestic violence, and I never raised my voice on her, let alone hands. That is what divorce lawyers do here. So to get high alimony, tried everything, just 4 years to go.
Hang in there. Tell your son to hang on there. 4 years seems like a long time, but really isn't. Tell the ex that the only kid you're responsible for is your son. Tell her her other kids are her responsibility as you did not do the deed to father those kids.
Fuck your friend. Send your friend to hell. This sound fake. What real friend is going to tell you to use your well-earned money to help a woman who tricked you to get back with the man she really loved and destroyed you emotional and financially while taking your son away? Don't give the kids of the other guy shit. Don't give your ex shit. Center in your own kid. And fuck your friend. That's not a friend. It is simply a useless imbecile.
He is 25 years old, young dude. I befriended thanks to tennis club where we play. He is clueless, I feel.
The problem with friends from younger generation giving advice is they give based on feelings, not based on emotional maturity. Since you have already figured out your friend is like an imbecile, I suggest you to ignore the friend's advice and look for legal consultations on how to handle the situation before approaching the courts.
And that's it for today's story. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I love reading your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more stories like this. See you in the next video. Take good care of yourself, and until next time. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks.